Welcome, people, to the next Spooktober film we will be discussing in the month of October. I got with me, y'all know him. He's been here before. Give it up for MC Paper Stacks is in the building.
Ooh, it's actually MC Spooky Stacks.
Spooky Stacks.
What if if GP stands for something scary? What would that be?
Gruesome party.
Gruesome party. I love it. Thanks for having me back. Hey, everybody, how's it going? So happy to be here to review Abagail with you, man. This is awesome. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. I don't know if you spoke to. We had a new assistant. I don't know if you heard the episodes in the past.
Oh no!
But Jennifer,
you got rid of Jennifer.
Jennifer bounced on us, man. So we got Frank. This season, Frank been doing all the work. So it's kind of like the Punisher. He goes out, and he do his vigilante work, and he's a podcast producer by day,
vigilante by night.
Vigilante by night. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that Frank, the podcast editor and producer, is out there patrolling the streets for all of our safety. He's the hero that this city needs, maybe not the one it deserves.
Exactly. Especially not the one it deserves. All right. So we're talking on Abagail.
Yes.
Yes, and it's rated R and is directed by
Radio Silence.
Radio Silence.
Mm-hmm.
It's directed
by... like a band. I mean, seriously, like a director that has their own label. It's two dudes, right?
Yeah, Tyler Gillett and Matt Bettinelli.
Tyler and Matt.
Tyler and Matt. Matt and Tyler.
There you go.
Yes.
Radio Silence. I love that, by the way. Mm-hmm. If I ever direct movies with a bro, we're definitely going to come up with some kind of cool band name.
Yeah, got to.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to. Yeah. In fact, you know what? Honestly, we'll just ape you guys. We'll call it like I don't see it. Direct it like I don't see it. That's the name of it.
Direct it like I don't see it.
That'll be a good director team name.
It'd be completely blank. The whole movie will be blank. Like, can't see it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's the name.
Yeah. Oh, that's an auteur right there. See, all of our movies, you have to close your eyes and listen to them. They're audio movies only, you see.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Almost like a podcast.
They haven't done that yet.
Yeah, no. Entire narrative. Honestly, you guys will be the guys to do it. I haven't listened to the show in a while, and I feel bad about that, so I am sorry.
How dare you?
It's been a rough year. But I think one of the strengths that you and AD have is you guys are really good at, creating narratives on the spot. A lot of your skits and the stuff that you guys have done in the past have been really fun.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you had a side cast where you guys just... made really cheap and easy stories and just made your own sound effects and everything, I would listen. That'd be hilarious.
That would be fun.
Yep.
Yeah, something to think about.
Definitely.
Okay. Within this cast is Melissa Barrera, Dan Stevens, Aisha Weir, William Catlett, Caitlin Newton, Kevin Duran, Angus Cloud, Giancarlo Esposito, and Matthew Goody.
The cast, by the way, amazing. Chef's
Great
kiss.
cast.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Mm-hmm. So we go. You want to give the plot?
Yeah, I want to do a quick synopsis. Now, anybody that's listening to this, if you haven't seen the movie, do yourself a favor and go see it. Do not watch the trailer. Do not watch the promotional material. Close your eyes when you select the movie and press play, because they do everything they can to spoil something for you. And the movie itself hides its hand pretty well. So it was almost designed for you to see the twist. And it's fairly early on. It's like in the first half.
Right.
But it is fun. So if you can go in completely blind, I recommend it. That said, I'll give you guys a quick synopsis. So that way, if you hear this and you're interested, stop now, go watch it, come back, listen to us. All right, here we go. A group of criminals are hired to kidnap a preteen ballerina to extort $50 million from her rich and powerful father. The heist crew waits it out, the ransom in a mansion, and as strange things start to occur, occur, they become increasingly paranoid that they may have made a huge mistake. Ooh. So this is it. This is the spoiler warning right here, because we're about to spoil the shit out of this movie.
Oh, for sure.
We kind of can't, you know what I mean, not do it to talk about it, honestly, because the best parts are the spoilery parts.
For sure.
So.
Spoiler alert.
3, 2, 1.
All right. We kicking things off with a girl doing ballet. It's in a ballet practice.
Yeah, she's on a stage. It's empty. She's crushing it. She's doing a really good job. Now, that's the title character, Abagail, played by Alicia Weir. For those who may not recognize her, she was actually in the Matilda musical that was on Netflix. Have you seen that?
No. You talking about like
It's a good time.
the actual movie?
No,
version?
not the original Matilda.
No. I mean like the musical.
Yeah, the musical movie that was on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she was great in that. If you haven't seen Matilda, it was fun. It was silly, but she's an amazing actor. She does such a good job in this movie. We'll get to it,
especially in this movie. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but she's cutting it up on the dance floor.
Yes, for sure. And as she's done, she's getting this car. I guess this alludes to her family being rich.
Oh yeah, she rolls up in the Benzes and gets chauffeured around. So for sure.
Yes.
I mean, she's practicing in like what looked like Carnegie Hall. You don't rent that shit out for free.
No. Yeah.
So one of the things I like about the opening of this movie is they just throw you right into it. Like it's heist time, right? Right. You get a little bit of a POV on what we'll call the main character, which is played by Melissa Barrera, and she's having a piece of candy, hanging out, waiting for the go signal, and they're clearly watching her, and you can see that the car is being tracked. And then you have her getting in a car with two of the other characters and another car following, and somebody that looks like they're hacking, right? They're in the computer, they're doing the hacks. And so what happens is they wait for her to come home or be dropped off at home, and she's briefly home by herself. And that's the point in which they're able to disable the alarms. There's a sniper watching the first team of 3 go in, grab the girl, and get out. And they do a pretty decent job.
Yeah. It was almost too easy.
Yeah, I mean they did trip an alarm, but they cut and run pretty good. And this is where we start to see some of the personality quirks. You get to meet Frank. He's kind of like the leader and the organizer of the group. He is played by Dan Stevens, fucking chewing it up in this movie. He was recently in Godzilla, and he also played in The Guest. Love him in that.
He's supposed to be in the Cuckoo film too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No, he's awesome. He always is really good. And then you have Kevin Durand, who plays kind of the muscle. So they're both driving Melissa Barrera around, and they go in to get the girl. But then you have probably one of my favorite characters aside from Kevin Durand, Angus Cloud,
This guy.
hanging out with Catherine Newton. So. If you watched Euphoria, you know who Angus Cloud is. He's spicy white like me. So,
okay, I don't watch Euphoria. Is he playing the exact same character?
I think he just smoked weed and showed up on set to be himself.
Because I felt like he was playing that character to the point where he was just doing himself.
He was just like, "What's up, girl? You got a boyfriend, or what's up?"
And it's like he'll show any enthusiasm in anything. It's like, shoot, I was just like he just woke up.
No, he had marbles in his mouth, and he was high. He was just like, I don't know, I'm just going. I can read people, you know. I'm the best driver you've ever seen, baby girl. It's like White 50 doing. He's the driver. And, Spicy Whites get the side eye, but I think he's legit. And also, rest in peace, Angus, because he actually passed away after this film. I think he did one more film after this, I think.
He did?
Yeah, but they dedicated this movie to Angus Cloud because he has passed away. So.
Oh, sorry to hear that, man.
Great final role, or one of his final roles for sure. I think he did a great job, even if he didn't get to stick around too long. But
yeah, for sure.
We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so they nab the girl. You can see right away really good character beats. There's a point where, again, our POV character, Melissa Barrera, her name is Joey, and you'll find out why their names are what they are later on. But she finds out that they're kidnapping a kid because they show up in the kid's bedroom, and you could tell she's upset. She's like, I didn't know we were kidnapping a kid. And Frank's like, well, you can walk if you don't want that $7 million. That's how they're cutting it. She's like, oh, shit, And when they go to subdue the girl, I think she like stabs Frank or like hits him with a pencil, and he goes to hit her, and Melissa Barrera, Joey, like she stops him, right? So you can already see that she has a little bit of a moral compass, even though, I mean, these folks are kidnapping the kid. They all suck, right?
Right.
But it's interesting to see the dynamic between the one that's willing to hit the kid and the one that wants to protect her, right?
Right.
And you're going to see that play out later. So where do they go? Well, where do you go when you have to wait out a kidnapping heist? A spooky mansion, of course.
Big spooky mansion.
Big spooky mansion.
I like that house. That was a cool looking house.
It's amazing. The set, you're going to spend most of the movie in this mansion, and they spared no expense to make it awesome. It's a beautiful house. It's got a lot of mystery to it. And when they show up, Giancarlo Esposito, Lambert, I think is his character's name.
Yeah.
He is the one that gathered this random group of criminals together. None of them know each other, but I do believe Frank, the guy that would hit kids, Dan Stevens, he, I guess,
partnered up with him in the past, right?
Yeah, like the contact for Lambert. So he sort of knows him. You know what I mean? And so everybody else, it's like no names. We don't want to know each other. So Lambert, takes the opportunity to name all of the characters. He goes, Dean, Joey, Sammy, Peter, Frank, Don fucking Rickles. Basically the Rat Pack.
The Rat Pack.
And it's funny to see, like, again, Peter being the big muscle head, he's kind of a dummy. You know what I mean? He's an adorable dummy, but he's a dummy. He's like, why he called us rats?
We call us rats.
He's from Quebec, and he's kind of slow. But he basically says, hey, stay here 24 hours and we'll all be rich. And he heads out, and so there you are. That's the setting. You are in the mansion
24 hours
with Abagail. And again, if you haven't seen this movie and you're still listening, damn it, get off here.
Get off of it.
Go watch.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
But come back.
But come back, though, for
after
sure.
the movie.
Yeah, no. Download this episode, go watch it, and then come back and listen to this episode.
Yeah.
And then share it with your friends.
Exactly. Go.
So where do we go from here, GP?
After this, we go from heading into the house, and basically the characters, the heist group, really don't know each other. So this is a great way, and great way to pass the time is to get to know one another. But they're not supposed to give out any information on themselves. So they place a bet between Melissa's character, Joey, to see if she can feel out each and every member of the group past or a little bit about them, because she said that she could do that, right?
Yeah. Now, what I like about this is a good way to get exposition on characters who don't want to share anything about themselves.
And in a smooth way, like to...
No, it is. Dean is the one that kicks it off. Goofy-ass Angus Cloud. He's like, hey, I know you, girl. I know all about you. It's my thing. I could read you like a book. And he just completely gets everybody wrong.
Right.
And so Joey steps up, and she's like, you got everybody wrong. And then somebody's like, well, then you do us, Joey. And she's like, nah. And I think that's when Frank sets down $100, and he's like, if you can tell me anything about me. And she does. She reads the entire room like a book. Frank
used to be a
apparently
cop.
He's from Queens, used to be a detective. She's like, I can recognize a dickhead anywhere. Peter, Kevin Durant's character, she's like, Pete, you're Quebec muscle. You're probably bullied as a kid. You grew up, got big, didn't like it, started to bully other people. Sammy, you come from money. You just do this for the kicks. You think because you're not holding a gun, you're behind a computer, that you're not culpable. You are. And she just smiles. She's like, yeah, she got me.
Yeah.
And then who else? Oh,
the military.
Don Rickles. Yeah, he was like, I don't need you to do me, And then she's like, well, then I'll just say Semper Fi. So he's clearly a Marine.
Yeah.
And I think that covers oh, wait, no. She does kind of roast Dean a bit. She's like, you're not a professional.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm the best damn driver. And he's like, I didn't say you wasn't a good driver. You just ain't a professional. You a goofball. You were loose cannon.
And a psychopath.
You a fool. Yeah, you a sociopath, And then Frank turns the tables on her, and he's like, well, you're a fucking junkie because I'm a detective and I can tell. The candy affectation, you know what I mean? The long sleeves so you don't show your marks, blah, 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 blah. Like, he read her. So everybody knows what everybody's about, and everybody has a role. That's what I like about this movie, by the way. Yeah. This feels like, you know those old 2000s horror movies where it was kind of goofy and everybody had like a specific role? Like, you have the muscle, you got the bagman, you got the shooter, you got the hacker, you got the wheelman, and in this one you got the medic. That's who Joey plays. She's like I guess a combat medic. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's the one that's going to be the point for taking care of Abagail, right? And so everybody has a specific role, but they also have a clever scene to get everybody a little fleshed out, so you sort of know what they're about, which is good.
In between of the heist, we forgot to mention that they shot her up with
yeah, I don't know what solution they used. I imagine it's something that Joey mixed up because she's probably an expert in that type of thing. But in order to transport her from her house to the mansion, they do subdue her medically, and she stays knocked out pretty much the whole trip to the mansion, and they pretty much chained her up in one of the bedrooms and blindfolded her.
Right.
So at this point, she's going to start to come to and be really scared. Like, where the hell, what the hell, right?
Yeah. After all that, after they get to know one another in this unique way, Cloud's character and the hacker was, they all decided to split up and go in their bedrooms, right? Well, so basically, they're going to sleep to pass the time. Everybody
so at this point, Joey has told Abagail the deal, like, hey, we kidnapped you, we're trying to get money from your dad, yada, yada, yada. And she's like, well, he don't love me, he ain't going to come, and she says a line that kind of chills me a little bit. She looks Joey and she goes, hey, Joey, I'm sorry for what's going to happen to you. And I was like, what? Oh, my God. So she goes and tells Frank, like, hey, I'm spooked. And he's like, oh, you scared? And she's like, yeah, I don't usually get scared, but that spooked me. I just thought you should know, And so everybody just goes off to chill. So Sammy, she's hanging out, she's like hanging out watching movies. Where everybody's had a few drinks, right?
Right. No one supposed to go besides Joey inside the room where Abagail is at.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
But Frank got a little intrigued by what Joey told him, so he decides to pop in, thinking she's still blindfolded.
Right.
And then again, showing Frank's character, he turns around because she's looking right at him, and he's like, don't you look at me, points a gun at her head, makes her look away, and just curses at her. What color are my eyes? What color are my fucking eyes? I don't know. And this man is English, but his Queen's accent cracked me up the entire movie. What color are my fucking eyes? Hey, you, little girl, what color are my fucking eyes? And she's like, I don't know. You better not fucking know. And so, again, you see, like, whereas Joey is gentle with her, Pinky promises her that no one's going to hurt her and that, like, she's going to do everything she can to make her comfortable. Frank's in there, like, with a gun to her head. Bitch, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. And then you got everybody chilling, just kind of waiting out. And this is where things start to kind of get interesting, right? So we already know, like, the dad might be somebody. In fact, I think Frank actually gets it out of her, doesn't he?
Yeah, he says... Well, he says who
he wants to know. And she was like, well, Joey said not to tell. He goes, I don't give a fuck. Tell me. Right. And so she says that her dad is this guy named Lazar. I don't remember his first name. Do you remember his first name?
No, I don't.
It doesn't matter. His name is Lazar. And that spooks the shit out of Frank. Frank goes downstairs and he's like ready to leave. He's like, fuck it, I'm out. And they're like, what's wrong? And he's like, that little girl is the daughter of Lazar. And they're like, Lazar ain't real, right? That's just an old wives. He's like, no, the fuck it ain't. And they tell a story about some cops who were going to turn state's evidence on Lazar being held in a penthouse under protective custody, being ripped apart with no entry or exit points because there were guards just outside the door. Nobody knows how they did it. But apparently Lazar has this legendary assassin that works for him named Valdez. So now they're freaked out. Are we going to get ripped apart? Is it even worth the money?
Right.
And I think at that point,
Dan Stevens' character decides to, he said, I'm going to leave.
Yeah. And somebody mentions, well, that's a lot of money you're leaving on the table. And do you trust Lambert? He put this together. You know, he works for Lazar. Do you think that he thought, you know, if he thought this wasn't possible, he wouldn't do it? And he's like, yeah, well, you know, that's a lot of, okay, shit, I'll stay. And to be honest, $7 million, if I was a scumbag that would kidnap a kid in the first place, I'd probably stick around too. That's a lot of money.
Okay.
If you remember, they all go back to their rooms. Sammy's hanging out watching cartoons. That's our first jump scare, I think, if you recall. Mm-hmm. So in the background, you see some movement, and there's like a person wearing a mask, and she's like, ah, and it's Dean. Dean trying to smash. Dean like, oh, girl, I'm sorry. I thought we was vibing. You want to hang out, smoke some weed? She's like, get the fuck out of my room.
What'd I do?
What's up, girl?
I ain't doing nothing.
So Dean heads down to the kitchen. He's like, well, if I can't smash, I guess I'll smash all the food in this house. And he hears something. Mm-hmm. Little scratching, little noise. Mm-hmm. There's this back kitchen area. I don't know if it's where like food is stored in the mansion.
It reminds me of the kitchen off of two different movies. Casper. They had those those old timey refrigerators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have that extra kind of bay door area where I think either food prep happened or food was stored or both. And it's in disrepair. It doesn't look like anybody has used that room for a while. So much so that the noise he hears, he thinks it's a rat because a rat kind of scurries by, right? And, you know, so he goes about his merry way, and then something snatches his ass up. Just and he's you know, he does that, gets dragged across the ground where he's trying to grab something, and he just gets yanked. So Sammy hears, what is she? She hears something.
She hears him holler, but she was like thinking it's a joke from him.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna wander down there. This stupid bitch. Like, wait, you know, she's not in a hurry. She really don't care. She about to slap him.
Yeah.
And then she goes down, finds the rat, gets scared, turns around. He's sitting in the kitchen. Oh, okay. And she's about to come up and slap him on the back of his head, right?
Yeah.
She slaps him a little too hard, though, because his head falls off.
Clean off.
Clean. And she's like, whoa! She just screams. I mean, by the way, Catherine Newton, she's amazing. I love everything that she's in. She was in Detective Pikachu, if you remember. She was the reporter lady.
And also Quantumania.
That's right. She's awesome. But she screams so well in this movie and so often. Like, she's got a great scream. So that brings all the boys to the yard, right? They're like, what the hell? And they see that this man has been dismantled under their very nose. And now they're like, shit, is Valdez here?
Is it you? They started, you know, fighting amongst each other, trying to figure out who it is.
Yeah. And they want to go check on the girl. The girl is still in her room, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, now Joey has to check in with the girl, like, hey, I'm not going to tell you exactly what happened, but did you see anybody? She's like, no. Don't lie to me. And then this is when Abagail drops the bomb. She's like, listen, I wasn't supposed to say anything, but Frank was in here earlier, and he told me that his real name is Valdez, and he said that he actually knows Lambert and they work together, and that he was talking about how he wouldn't have to divide the money. Oh shit. Intrigue, betrayal, romance, suspense, comedy, all the stuff. A lot of jokes in this movie, by the way. We haven't talked about many of them, but it's funny as hell. So she comes out. Her and Rickles already have a little bit of chemistry, so her and Rickles are talking. They're sharing information.
She's like, hey, I don't believe none of these a-holes, so we gotta stick together.
Girl.
We gotta stick together.
You watch my back, I'll watch that fat ass. Hey, girl. Hey, I'm the sniper. I watch everything. Walk away. So Don Rickles and Joey, they decide, like, he's going to go find Frank and tune him up until he gets the information he needs. She's going to go round up everybody else. They pull out their guns. They're fucking ready to rock. But as soon as they split up, you hear a noise. Joey turns around. Rickles just standing there.
Just standing still.
Just standing there. Kind of swaying a little bit. You hear a little bit of... What? Joey comes up like, Rickles?
No.
She comes around in front. What does she see?
She see Rickles. Half of his body is torn from torso
cheek
to the cheek to
cheek
down
to neck,
to the,
man.
Just gone.
Yeah, just half his jaw ripped out.
And I want to know. I want to know how did whoever did this, did that? Like, kept him straight up, standing there without being seen.
The amount of power.
Yes.
That's why I immediately shoot to something supernatural. Like this Valdez.
It looks supernatural.
Well, because a man that size, without him screaming and without much effort, you rip out half his face and then you ninja out. No.
Right. He took at least about 4 steps and...
Yeah. I mean, she literally turned around, boom, he dead. Like it was within seconds. So, she's appropriately freaked out. She runs. She pulls guns on everybody. She's like, fuck it. Frank comes in. Fuck you. The Mexican standoff. Why you got to kill Rickles? What do you mean kill Rickles?
Right.
And the girl said you was Valdez. That's some bullshit.
I didn't say that.
I didn't say that. Yeah. So everybody's like, we're going to go up and talk to her. And he sends the muscle up there to tune her up a bit to get information around her. And Joey's like, don't you fucking touch her, Peter. Peter's like, I'm sorry.
This is what I do.
This is what I do. I muscle. So he sounds Russian, but he's Canadian. So he goes upstairs. She follows him. And she threatened, like they start fighting in Abigail's room. And she's like, I will fucking shoot you. And he's like, no, you won't. Click, click. Okay, Frank, I think she's going to shoot me. And unbeknownst to them, Abigail,
as all this going on,
starts to pull off her cuffs.
She takes her whole hand out of the cuffs.
Kind of like cracks her bones a little bit. And you're like,
yeah.
What?
Freakishly.
The only one notices is Sammy. Sammy's like,
the hacker.
Guys. She finally yells, guys. And they look. Abigail has her hands across her face. And they're all like, the fuck? How did she get out of the cuffs? And then immediately she moves her hands away. Rah! Just huge teeth. She screams like a screeching bat scream. And they're like, what the fuck?
They all run up.
So immediately, like, she attacks one of them. And then Frank ends up getting a shot straight to her dome. Just boom. Immediately kill shot. And she goes down. And everybody's just like, did that just happen? Holy shit. And the worst thing about it is, not too long after that, she pops right back up and wipes the bullet wound from her forehead like it was just a little bit of blood. I was like, no, no. So Joey pops a few rounds in her chest as they back out the door and barricade it, and she is behind it, screaming and tearing it up. Abigail is Valdez. She is a vampire, y'all. You ain't locked in here. I mean, I ain't locked in here with you. You locked in here with me.
Yeah.
Locked in here with me, y'all. So they go downstairs. Everybody gets it, but, sweet Peter. He's like, guys, I think she might be Valdez. And they're like, no shit. And so I don't know who mentions first that it's a vampire, but everybody else is like, fucking don't you say that. And they're like, well, what is it? And they're like,
it's
okay,
obvious.
If we're going to entertain this, I mean, what do we know about vampires? Sammy, she's like, Twilight vampires? You're talking about Anne Rice? There's so many vampires. They're like, okay, stakes to the heart, crosses,
garlic, yeah.
So this is my favorite line in the movie, by the way. So Frank, he's the leader. He's like, okay, Peter, I want you to head over in the room and I want you to pull sticks into steaks. Okay? Sammy, go get some fucking garlic from the kitchen. And they're formulating a plan. And Joey's like, not me. And he's like, no, you're going to help. She's like, no, I'm not. Listen, that little girl is the only leverage we have against Lazar. And if she's a fucking vampire, Lazar is probably a monster. And we need her alive. And he's like, well, fuck you. We'll do it without you. Sammy comes back. Sammy comes back with the garlic. And Frank looks at her. This is my favorite line. He goes, Sammy, those are fucking onions. She's like, I don't know. I don't cook. Oh, my God. Fucking Dan Stevens in this movie is amazing. So they tool up. They have steaks. They actually find some real garlic. And they head out to find her. She's playing some ballet music, I think, in one of the rooms. There's a small little stage. Joey stayed behind. She's like, nope, I ain't fucking with that. And she's smart. They roll in. They're like, let's tune her up. She is dancing to ballet, but not alone. No, she is dancing with the headless body of Dean and rolling him around like he's made of paper mache.
Oh man,
Strong as hell.
And it looks like he was like the there's a dummy body she was dancing with, but I was like, did he get shorter or is she just pulling his legs around? Because it looked like it was matching up with her, but.
I think she was just hoisting him up. Like, that's how strong she is. It was wild to see. And she's got blood smear on her face, and she is just looking insane.
Psychotic,
Yeah, and they attempt to kill her, and it goes about as well as you would think.
Yeah.
She's playing with them at this point, because she doesn't kill them. They try the crucifix because Peter actually has one.
Right.
He is a muscly guy from Quebec who's religious. She grabs his crucifix and then just proceeds to stab him 1,000 little tiny times in his chest.
I'm surprised he survived that.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't go too deep. She was literally just giving him a tattoo. Right?
He was getting. It looked like it wasn't a deep, but it seemed like.
It looked like it hurt.
A couple more times.
He was a human pincushion for like a good minute, and they tried. They tried to do what they could to get her off of him, but she's really strong. Like Sammy tried the garlic. She just smelled it and threw it away. And so Frank goes in to try to hit with the stake. She immediately catches it, reverses it, shoves it through his thigh.
Oh!
He's just like, ah! And then you just see them kind of like stumble out of the room, bleeding and dejected, and it's the funniest thing ever. And she just looks at them and smiles. It's so good. So they come back in the room, and Frank just looks at Joe, and he's like, "If you fucking said I told you so." And I mean, this is when they're at this point, they know they're being toyed with, but they need to come up with some kind of plan. Oh, and we did skip past the point when they find Dean's body. That is when Don Rickles tries to leave, and they find out that they're trapped in the house. We did forget to say that. That's when it happened.
That's when it happened. Okay.
As soon as Dean's headless body was found, Don Rickles was like, "Fuck this." He's like the smartest guy there. He immediately tries to leave, but they are gated in, and then all the windows seal up, and they realize, "Oh my God, this is by design.
Right.
We were sent here to die tonight."
Right.
So, now that we have Joey, Sammy, Peter, and Frank. That's all that's left. And they need to come up with a plan. Joey recalls that Abagail was out cold when they gave her that knockout serum, the sedatives, right? And Frank's like, fuck that. She can lift a tree out of the ground. And she's like, no, I'm a medic. And when I felt her pulse, it was slow and steady. That shit works on her. So like, we got to find her, and then we gotta stab her. Now here's the thing. This, I think movies like this have a really hard time with suspension of disbelief.
It does, yeah.
Because sometimes the characters make decisions that you don't think make sense, and then it takes you out of it. I will say, as far as those things go, this movie does a really good job balancing the suspension of disbelief, because a lot of the characters are quirky and they feel fun, and you can just tell, like, you're here for the ride. Right. So you don't get as mad when they make stupid decisions. But this decision in particular, they decide to split. This is what happens when you kill the black character, because he would have told them no.
Yeah.
But they decide to split up. And so they're all going 4 separate ways, and they're on radio, so they're supposed to... How do they get radios, by the way?
I think they had radios inside the either inside the mansion
for the heist,
or they had it for the heist.
Their cell phones. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So they're radioed up, and they're all went their separate ways. And when they spot the vampire, they're supposed to call Joey over, and then they'll subdue her. Good luck.
Yeah.
So shenanigans happen. Lots of funny stuff. Abagail ends up showing up behind Peter, and he's like, "Vampire on my ass!" And Sammy gets the worst of it. Radio silence, and you'll find this out when you see their other movies, they're really good at like just putting their characters through disgusting hell. Because Sammy falls face first into the mansion pool, which is filled with decomposing bodies. And we get more of her screaming, and it is just the grossest thing. She falls in one end, has to basically swim to the other to get out. It's the grossest thing I've ever seen. So they're all running towards her when Peter actually gets chased by a vampire. So now they have to kind of double back. And this is a really cool scene. She's chasing after Peter, and then he tries to go down a stairwell. And she ends up knocking him down the stairs. But in doing that, she actually hops up on the railing and kind of runs across it, you know. And again, she has very dance-like movements when she's attacking them and when she's fighting in the movie, and then when she's kind of traversing the mansion. I actually read that the actress that plays Abagail, Alicia Weir, she actually ran across that banister.
Really?
Yeah, she did that stunt herself, which is pretty cool.
Wow.
Apparently she has a dancing background. But yeah, so the crew gets there, and they get mollywopped, of course. Joey tries to stab her with a sedative. It gets knocked away. Frank is getting lifted in the air. She's just playing with her food at this point. Kevin finally comes to, not Kevin, excuse me, Kevin Durant. Peter finally comes to, but not before Sammy is bit. So not only is she covered in body goo, but she's been bit on her arm. So we're talking either she's going to become a vampire or die from sepsis.
One of the two.
Yeah, right. And then Peter, when he gets up, he's the strong guy, so he holds her down. He can barely hold her, but he does. And it gives Joey just enough time to hit her with the sedative. So at this point, they decide to cage her up in an old elevator in the basement. So when she wakes up, she is behind bars. And this is when they get some backstory from Abagail. Now, this is a point of complaint for me. I don't know if you have any gripes about this movie or if we've come across them yet at this point in the story. I like Abagail, and I like her character, but to this point, you know, it kind of leans more on the comedy and the thriller rather than the horror. And I would have liked so much more if Abagail was less talkative and more feral.
Yeah, I feel like the horror aspect comes towards the end.
Yeah.
Really.
Because again, she's a great actor. Like child actors, it can be kind of tough to play somebody who's supposed to be an adult or immortal. She does a really good job. She delivers her lines amazingly. But she snarkily basically says, I brought you guys here on purpose. All of you have fucked over my dad in one way or another. Apparently Frank was a part of that sting where the informants got tore up.
And
right?
also, even though this part was a joke, she was often doing the little scared little girl, even though you knew.
Yeah, she was playing. She was handing it up when she woke up, like, let me out.
Yeah, it's like she did it again when she was locked up, and it was like, even though Joey said, okay, stop with the games, but yeah, it was like a run-on joke with her doing that. I'm like, oh, come on with that.
And it's all part of her character. Like she seems to really enjoy. Like she knows she has all night. And she just wants to play with them. You know what I mean? She likes to play with her food. She says so herself.
Right.
And that's the thing. She spends a lot of time expositing who each of them really are. She knows their real names. She knows their backgrounds. We don't get Rickles and Dean's backstory because they're already dead, but I assume they probably did something to fuck over Lazar as well. But Joey, the medic, apparently worked on somebody, but she was too high because she got, addicted to morphine and nicked an artery. Frank fucked up with the informants and got people killed. What's his name? Peter from Quebec. Apparently, he stole some money from somebody in the organization that was connected to her dad. Yeah. And then Sammy also stole a bunch of money from them through hacking or something.
Yeah, it was kind of like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Yeah. Even though it's not directly to Lazar, it connects in different ways
in his criminal enterprise, because Lazar is a very powerful underground figure, and he's into a lot of shit. He's into a lot of crime. And Joey pegs like, hey, when you said that your dad didn't care about you, that was real. How many people have you killed trying to get his favor? And she's like, man, whatever.
Obviously a pool fool.
Yeah, a Deadpool, if you will.
Yeah.
So at this point, if I recall,
she makes a bargain. She tried to make a bargain with all of them.
Like, hey, the first person that leaves lets me out, I'll kill everybody else but you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And poor Peter. He's so stupid. He's like, I have to try. And then Joey's like, I will literally fucking shoot you if you open that door. If you try. Okay. And he just kind of slowly, okay, I'm going to. And she shoots him like in his side, clean exit. She's a medic. Mm-hmm. And he's like, why the fuck? And he's like, no, I'll go patch you up. Second stupid mistake. Mm-hmm. She asked Frank to come with her, and Sammy's like, hell to the no, hell no. You ain't leaving me with this vampire. She's like, fuck it. Sammy, you come with me. Frank, you stay behind. She knows Frank's a scoundrel, right? And worse yet, she knows this vampire is crafty. Why wouldn't she just go get the bag herself, then come back to meet the group? Right. Why is she got to take him somewhere, and they all gone while they're patching him up? Right. But they do. Mm-hmm. It's just Frank and the vampire at this point. Mm-hmm. And she's still trying to like, hey, listen. You let me out, I'll tell you how to get out of here. What's up? And he's like, nar. She's like, come on. And he's like, okay, I'll tell you what. You tell me how to get out, and I'll let you out of here. And she's like, nar. And he's like, come on. And finally she agrees. She's like, all right, go to the library, bookshelf on the right, and then there were none. So a little Scooby-Doo action. You pull the book, the door opens, right?
Right.
He's like, cool. And then he does the stupidest shit. Not that it matters, as we find out, but he walks within reaching distance of that cage. When she's like, hey, you're supposed to let me out. And he's like, yeah, fuck you. And then you find out, which I knew this already. I could tell, because she was stupid strong. She could have got out of that cage anytime. She blows it open with the force of dynamite, knocks him on his ass, and then proceeds to attempt to massacre all of them because the crew show back up. Joey, quick thinking on her part, sees that part of the room that they're in is adjacent to a window, takes an axe, hits it. It's actually daytime by now. And I love these types of vampires. I don't know about you. When they hit sun, they just fucking explode. So the sunlight hits Abigail's hand. Yeah. Boom. Explodes. Gone. Amazing.
Yeah, I like that too.
And she was pissed, obviously, but you can see after she retreated from the sunlight that her hand is already growing back.
And I think that's the first time she actually, as a vampire, got hurt. Because she was scared and crying when she got
I think she was more pissed than anything, but you're right. Like, she was surprised that she was getting hurt. Like, she was like, whoa, hold on a second now. I ain't been injured like this.
Right.
So... Like, you literally saw a little bloody nub, like, shooting up through her wrist where her hand was. Like, I'm sure that doesn't feel good. It's not like a little tiny hand like when Deadpool loses his hand. Right. I'm gonna go handle myself later on. That's gonna feel huge in this tiny hand. So they tear ass to the library because there's a window in there and they can be safe in the sunlight. And Frank, cock of the walk, takes his little queen's ass over to the bookshelf, and he looks at everybody, and he goes, and then there were none. Boop! Nothing. And nothing fucking happens. Idiot. He's like, and then he just goes nuts, and they're like, okay, well, we lost Frank.
So I'm pulling all the books out.
Yeah. So they're like, we're going to die as soon as the sun goes down again, and there's just nothing we can do. We can't get out.
She'll be fully healed by then.
Yep, she'll be back. We saw it happen, so, they're brainstorming. I think this is the point where Sammy gets the bright idea. She's like, I don't have the internet. I don't have computers. I can't hack this place. But it has to have some kind of power source. And if we can find the power source, we can get out of here. Right. Now, I don't remember how they do it, but there actually was a trapdoor in the library. Do you remember how they actually opened it?
I'm trying to figure out.
It's probably not super important. Shenanigans occur. A trapdoor does open.
Yeah, I think it was like a outlet somewhere. In I think that's when Peter and the hacker go split up and start looking, see if they have
so they're looking, and then the other two stay behind, and that's when the door opens. And maybe Sammy and Peter caused that to happen. I don't remember.
Or by accident, maybe, yeah.
It's possible, yeah. So now we have Joey and Frank heading through the trap door in the library to see what's what, and then we have Peter and Sammy hanging out. And this is a very fun... There's a lot of fun sequences in this movie. This movie really is fun. But this is one of my favorites. So... Sammy is going to become a vampire, unfortunately. And Abagail has the power to puppeteer those that she bites.
Now that's a cool power because
it is really cool.
That's not really explored in vampire movies.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Maybe if it's like a Dracula, and he got his brides and he could control them to, or like send messages or whatever like that.
If you look at Bram Stoker, the original Dracula before he came to England on the Demeter, I can't remember the name of the character, but the Englishman that came to see him, in the original book, he did ghoulify them and therefore turn him into his thrall, right? So he does have the power to basically brainwash somebody by biting them, or he might even need to bite them, but he can turn them undead and then they just have to do whatever he says, right?
Oh, kind of like Vampire in Brooklyn.
Vampire in Brooklyn would be a good example, exactly. So
Yeah.
I think he could turn people into ghouls. And there are some vampires that can just Jedi mind trick you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can see Abagail putting on some music and dancing, and then parallel, you see Sammy start to kind of bust the same moves.
Yeah.
And then she's in her head, and then when she starts to talk, Sammy starts to talk, and she lures Peter over and just fucking has him for lunch, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
Yeah, poor Peter.
That was a bad way to go for Peter, man.
It really was. And he was like really kind to her. Like her and Peter and Sammy kind of had a rapport going.
Yeah.
You know? And I think he was kind of like,
you're like, well,
big brother.
When we get out of here, we can probably hang out.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was sweet. It wasn't like romantic either. They just
it was like brother and like an older
brother and sister.
Yeah, siblings.
It's really sweet. And so he trusted her, and Abagail used that to murder him. And they hear Peter dying on the radio, and Sammy's like, come quick, she's here. So they run and show up.
Right.
And Frank and Joey. And this is the coolest part. So she's doing the dance and the music, and Joey, she immediately knows what's up. She's like, run.
Right. Yeah.
Run.
Because she actually see Sammy is sizzling, like smoke is coming from her.
Yeah, because there is a little bit of sunlight coming through, but not a ton.
Yeah.
So Sammy, this might be how they find the trapdoor. Sammy chases their asses all the way back to the library. And she runs towards them. She's already going to come in the light. Maybe she doesn't know, or maybe Abagail doesn't care.
Right.
But they use a mirror to kind of reflect and hit her from a distance with sunlight. And she
reflects,
completely explodes. Like, if you want a piece of Catherine Newton, now's the time. There are pieces everywhere.
There you go. Gory for you. Gory sensation.
Oh my God. And Radio Silence loves to do this. But yeah, no, it's just explosion of vampire body everywhere. And somehow, again, this could have been on purpose by Lambert, but a door opens in the library and they follow it down to the control room of the house, and Lambert is there. Giancarlo. So Lambert turns and he looks at Frank and he goes, hey, I know you're probably pissed. And then Frank's like, fuck yeah, I'm pissed. and then he sees Lambert. Lambert's a vampire. He's like, oh, okay, I'm pissed, but I'm not going to fuck with you. And Lambert goes, I've been working for Lazar for a very long time. I am sick of him. And if you join forces with me, I will turn you and we will fuck shit up. And Joey's like, nar. And he's like, I ain't talking to you. And Frank is, again, morals are dubious. And he's like, fuck it, bite me. So Lambert turns Frank, and it is not pretty. He does the whole I bite you, then you drink my blood, a la Anne Rice. And then once he starts to turn, he basically just vomits blood everywhere. I'm imagining he's expelling his living tissue, right?
Yeah, it's a cool way to see a person. You don't really see vampires turn, but besides the teeth.
Yeah, fangs, not violently, really. Not like this. My goodness.
Yeah. This is a real treat to see.
Yeah, and the vampires, like, their eyes and their teeth, all their teeth change. Like, they're kind of Nosferatu. They're like really bitey.
I don't know how they talk with those. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, we'll talk like this. Yeah, they talk like Dean. Basically. Hey, what's up, girl? You want me to bite you, or you got a boyfriend?
What's up?
What's up, girl? So Frank is like, oh, fuck yeah. He's feeling it, right?
This feels good.
And Lambert's like, all right, so you down? And he's like, sure. And then immediately kills Lambert. He's like, that's for fucking setting me up. Just petty to the end. Frank, human, vampire, doesn't matter. Fuck you. He got his. He looks towards Joey, and Joey's like, okay, so are you going to continue to be a dick? And he's like, yep. So Joey's in a bit of a spot of bother right now, but in comes Abagail, and now she finally gets to get the jump scare because she doesn't know that Frank's been turned. She's like, oh, I see you've met Lambert. And she walks up to attack Frank, but he spins right around and just lays into her and basically bites and drains her, and she slumps to the floor, right?
Now that's with vampire lore. Vampires really don't bite other vampires and get some kind of adrenaline rush.
I don't know if it's power so much as he was just trying to kill her, and I don't know. Like
because his reaction after biting her, he was like that, like he felt even more powerful. A little bit.
It's possible. I took it as more of like a Coke and a smile. Like
finally, like, Abagail is gone. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he was like, that was tasty. Moving on. But Joey is smart. This is one of the smart things. You know how sometimes people will watch effed up stuff go down, but they just wait for it to finish? Joey's like, nar.
Not her.
She fucking hit the switches, opened the doors, immediately ran out, tore ass down the hallway. She's out of there.
Yeah.
And he's still draining Abagail. Unfortunately for Joey, she took a turn down a hallway that does not have an out.
It's a locked door.
It is a very locked door. Shit's super locked. So knowing that she's going to die, she slumps down. She leaves a voicemail for her kid. Frank comes around the corner and proceeds to drag her ass back to the library where he plays with her like a rag doll.
Yeah, throw her around.
And to her credit, she's fighting back, but I mean, there's not a whole lot.
But it's not really, yeah.
No, and he's having the time of his life. He's like, I'm going to turn you into a fucking puppet. And Abagail gets the jump on him and then makes a pact with Joey, like, hey, I'm not strong enough to take him on my own, but if we team up, you know, me, weak vampire, you, weak human, maybe. Probably
maybe
not.
We can do this.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to go into a ton of detail unless you do, but...
it's a good fight scene.
It's a good fight scene?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you go on with it then.
Yeah, it's a good fight scene between all three characters.
Yeah,
but
lots of ballet stuff from Abagail again.
Yeah, and also we didn't really mention that Abagail can fly. Abagail got a lot of abilities.
She doesn't do a whole lot of flying, except for
but
that
she
time
hovers.
she lifted Frank. But she can hover, and she definitely can leap like the Hulk. She can leap like a flea very far.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure. Not that it matters to Frank. He just yeets her out of the air and slams her on the ground again. So,
right.
Yeah, it's like smacking down a fly for him. But yeah, through the combined effort of both of them... I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say it was Joey the one... No, or Abagail. Joey was the one with the stake.
Joey did have a stake. It didn't work out. Yeah, because when he... basically kind of bodied both of them, he did bite Joey, and then so he wanted to turn Joey and basically turn Joey into a puppet like Abagail did with Sammy. So he had Joey, after he bit her, he had her pick up a stake and approach Abagail to kill her.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to him, and good acting and thinking on Joey's part, she was not turned yet. So she turns to try to stab him. It doesn't work, but it distracts him long enough for Abagail to get the drop on him. And the two of them, together with their combined strength, are able to stake him, while Abagail gets one last dig in by saying, hey, the thing about being a vampire is it takes a really long time to do all the cool shit. You can't just turn somebody right away, dude. What, you thought she was going to be level 100? You level 1, baby.
Right. I don't know what compelled her to act like she was gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, why she could have just...
She's smart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
pick
she
it up,
knew.
and then she was acting like...
Yeah, no, I think she knew that was the only shot she had, was to play along. Unfortunately, again, it did nothing, because as soon as she tried to stab him, he immediately caught it. Which I saw coming, but at the same time, it did give Abagail enough of a distraction to get the drop on him and for them to finally defeat him. So that's good. And again, he explodes. They both blow back from the explosion.
Pieces of Dan Stevens, people.
Yeah, you want to get a piece of Dan Stevens now?
There you go.
And this is finally when Lazar shows up, played by Matthew Good. And Lazar, I think I was worried about Joey. I was like, I think it's going to be over for Joey.
I didn't know what was going to happen to her, but when he stepped up, I was like, now I want a prequel to when Abigail first became a vampire. It was kind of reminiscent of Interview with a Vampire between them two.
In what way? Oh, you mean as far as turning a girl and then keeping her like a girl forever, and then
I could just imagine
family.
That old times when she first changed, when she first got bit.
Yeah.
Interview with a Vampire. I could just see that type of century of them living like vampires.
There's some art in the house and some sculptures that they don't directly say, but they kind of allure to them possibly being together in the Victorian age, just from the clothing. So it would be interesting to see some more stuff from that universe, because again, they did a really good job. It's a really fun movie, and luckily for Joey, Abigail goes to bat for her and says, "Hey, she saved my life. You took
you wasn't here.
You took your time getting here.
Yeah.
You didn't help out.
Right.
And she did. And he's like, all right, well, you can leave, but do it now before I change my mind. Sammy, those are fucking onions." And so she's just like, what the fuck? And she leaves. She finds one more piece of candy, and she heads out in the heist van. And that's that.
Oh, and also, since Dan Stevens' character dies, she's back to human.
That's right. So she was concerned about the bite, but apparently if the vampire who bit you dies before you turn, you don't turn. So good little lesson for you guys out there. This Halloween season, if you get turned by a vampire,
in case,
just kill him. It'll
just
be fun.
Kill him.
Yeah, just kill him.
Just like Fright Night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or Lost Boys. You got to kill the head vampire.
Right.
Do that.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you know who the head vampire is, and don't invite him in.
Ether Cephalus.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, I saw a lot of good horror movies in the last year, and there are certain types of horror movies that I like. I like kind of cosmic horror, where it's just kind of like mysterious, and there's the stuff that you don't understand. Maybe there's a monster, but like it's more about insanity. I like good ghost stories. I sort of like possession films, but they've been, done to death, and there are very few that come along and do them differently.
Too many of those, Yeah,
The Black Coat's Daughter was the last possession movie that I saw that I actually really liked. So if you're sick of the same old possession movie story or the Exorcist story, and you want to see something fresh, I would recommend The Black Coat's Daughter.
Okay.
But the third type of horror movie I like seems to be Radio Silence's jam. And that is like schlocky, Sam Raimi-esque comedy horror. Right? And they actually directed the two most recent Scream movies, which I didn't see because I thought they were just going to be, like the ones before them, kind of derivative and lame. Yeah. But now I really want to see them, because not only did I watch Abagail, but I went and watched the movie they made right before it, which is called Ready or Not, which I won't say a whole lot, but to me it was kind of like a reverse Abagail.
Okay.
That's all I'll say, but it's a lot of fun. Again, if you go in blind, you're going to have a good time.
Did they direct the remake of Fright Night, or was that someone else?
I don't think so. I think they've only done 4 films so far. Scream 5 and 6, Ready or Not, and now Abagail. And again, 2 out of 4, out of the park. So now I need to see the other 2.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I loved it. Do you have any, final thoughts other than the fact that Giancarlo is just eating up all of Lance Reddick's roles? Didn't it seem like there should be a Lance Reddick thing?
Yeah, I feel like he's always just like he is in the John Wick series, he's concierge. So basically that was his character. If sadly, but he passed away sadly though.
Yeah, no. But rest in peace, Lance Reddick. Giancarlo is out here. He's doing you justice, buddy. He's out here cutting it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. What'd you think?
I thought it was great, man. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it's one of those movies where I don't think it should be even though I would like to see, I think it should just keep it original as it is. Like no sequels really, and no prequels. Just a classic film. Over time, it'll be a classic film, and then it'll be a cult classic to generations to come.
I think so for sure. I think this is going to go down as one of those films like the original Scream or Cabin in the Woods.
Mm-hmm. Cabin in the Woods, yeah.
What was that James Wan? Malignant, I think is what it's called. The one, yeah. Dude, Malignant is amazing. It's so good.
That movie, man.
The police station scene, worth the price of admission, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
oh my God.
AD thought the movie was crazy until that part, and he just stopped watching half of the movie. And I said, missing the good parts.
No,
missing the good parts.
I caught on to the movie fairly early on because the very beginning, I was like, this is either an in-universe TV show or this is supposed to be schlocky because it was so over the top. Mm-hmm. And then after the first scare, I was like, yep, no, this is stupid. I'm here for it.
Right.
And I love like when somebody can, because it's a really thin thread to bear, right? Mm-hmm. Like you really have to thread the needle on this one in order to make a movie that is entertaining, stupid as hell, and also scary. And they nailed it. Like James Wan.
Yeah, James Wan, he deliberately did that, especially with that the first where when her husband died in the beginning of the movie, and that music plays, and it just it was like, oh, he doing this on purpose.
Yeah, go see Malignant, go see Cabin in the Woods, go rewatch original Scream, and then put this in there. These are the funny horror movies you need in your life. Go see fucking Drag Me to Hell. That shit's goofy as hell too. That actually is Sam Raimi.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Should we do a rating at this point?
Sure. We do a rating.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I give it what I gave it 8.5 out of 10. I know you have your certain way of 1 to 5.
I do it
right?
out of 5, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I try to keep it simple.
Yeah.
3 is average. 4 is good. Go watch it. 5 is perfect. Right. 4, a solid 4.
Solid 4.
Again, there are improvements I would make on this movie as far as how Abagail, like you can have her be more sentient towards the end, but I think her being feral would have amped up the horror while still keeping the schlocky funny parts, right? Like they can all still be just as scared of her and just as clumsy and silly while she's toying with them, right?
Right.
And the marketing, they really fucked up. I get that they want butts and seats, and I get that it's hard to do if you don't know the premise. And again, knowing the twist doesn't ruin it for you, but it's so much funner if you go in blind, right? So not a perfect movie, but definitely super solid. 4 out of 5 for me.
Also, I wish they had more vampires. I wish like out of the core heist group, I wish someone else turned into a vampire. And maybe like half of the group become vampires versus the non-half, I guess. I don't know. I'm just add on stuff just to add on. I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say a quarter of them turned into vampires.
Yeah. It was 7 of them, right? Yeah. So like 2 out.
There was like 6 of them, I think. Yeah. Right. Unless you count Abigail, then there's she already a vampire, and then Lambert's already a vampire. So you have 4 vampires.
I forgot Lambert. Yeah, Lambert.
5 actually because of Lazar.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You got 5 vampires.
Yeah, that's true. But see, I feel like
8 characters.
It was like the movie play out is just mostly Abigail. Really, you see as a vampire. But
and then right at the end, it's Frank.
Yeah.
Joey like doesn't quite make it. For sure. No, it was a good time. I think a lot of folks may have an issue with the pacing and the ending, kind of where it goes. But again, at some point when you're watching a movie like this, you understand what it is,
right? And you're not really thinking about. Yeah, you're just enjoying it for what it is.
Along for the ride. You're like, oh, okay, this is not a high class dessert. This is potato chips, but they are delicious potato chips.
Yeah, it's a new flavor that I never had before.
Yeah, so let's go.
Yeah. All right, well, that's the show. Any last words, MC?
Well, I don't have anything to plug currently. Been spending the last couple of years just, focusing on the fam. So I'll give a quick shout out to folks who are probably not hear this episode right away. It depends, because my wife's in grad school right now, and I'm super proud of her. She's going for her doctorate. And between that and my 8 and my 2-year-old, we're having a great time.
Yeah.
So definitely keep us in your thoughts and prayers as we move through this next phase in our life, raising a toddler and getting through school. But other than that, yeah, that's it for me.
All right. Well, all right, folks, that's the show. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Deuces.